Grinners time once again. Hello, I'm Darren Murphy. Nice to have your company wherever you are watching. We had a great start here, and we're looking forward to having more episodes. And you can find us wherever you like on social media. Just look up Winners R Grinners 6 and you'll find us there. Our email address as well is winnersrgrinners6@gmail.com. Joining me as usual, Dave Tinners-Carroll. How are you, mate?
Yeah, afternoon, Daz. Great to be here. It was, it was nice to get our first episode out of the way last week.
Nice to get it out of the blocks, which was really good. We're talking a little sport. We're going to start off today with our top 5 news stories, and the first news story, Tabcorp has been fined over $140,000 for illegal betting in tennis between 2024 and 2025. So that's really a deterrent.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's an interesting one. And my issue is I probably don't know too much of the story, but you might be able to fill me in a little bit more. But it's is it just to do with the tennis side of it?
Yeah,
why is it?
Well, basically they were fined because they were taking illegal bets during the tennis between 2024 and 2025. Now, the rule is that you're not allowed to actually have in-play bets during games. Now,
Right.
apparently they were doing so.
Jeez.
How is that a deterrent? I mean, $140,000, that's nothing to a betting agency.
Well, actually, I can't believe it if it's not like 1.4 million.
Yeah.
What's 100? I agree with you. What is 140,000? Like that is actually insane. Why even fine them?
Yeah.
Like it's like they probably take $140,000 in an hour's betting, or
Yeah.
probably it's probably even less. But to even I'm actually shocked to think that this, you would think it'd be something like a $14 million. It should be a $14 million fine.
Yeah.
Because you're actually just taking the punter's money, which is illegal. So they took it, and there was in-play betting.
Yeah.
They did not pay out on it?
They did not pay out on it. It just that was just the thing. You are not allowed. It is illegal in Australia to actually do in-play bets.
Yeah.
And well, it's not a deterrent. If you're finding them that small amount of money,
Totally agree. It
is not practical to actually do that.
Well, it's not even practical. It's just an absolute joke. I mean, is it because they don't want to slap, big fines onto the betting companies? Because so many betting companies now, they've got their rights to the stadium or to the grounds, or a few of the teams, like I know Manly had PointsBet. There's probably other teams that have got now, sponsorship, betting sponsorships on their jersey or shorts. I mean, the betting sponsorships, which is, I guess in a way, it's good that they are putting that money back into sporting clubs, but the deterrent of 140,000, I mean, they'll just go do something wrong again, won't they? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just a green light to actually do something, and then just find them a pittance amount of money.
To put it, to slap 140,000, slap them on the wrist is like if you and I own the sports betting company, we go, oh well, that's okay. We'll just try and find other ways.
Yeah. Number 4 this week. And that talks ramp up that the NRL is about to take over the world. About to take over the world.
Yeah, well, the two big boys, Peter V'landys and Andrew Abdo. They want to take it to, I'm pretty sure it's Korea and Japan. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So
and there's talks, we talked about this last week, there's talks about the Perth Bears actually going to Singapore.
Yes, you did say that, and that's another, so I don't know whether we might have spoke off air or about, but there's no way that Vegas is just going to be now, like it's 2 years in, third year is in 2 weeks away, so we've got 2 years after this. To myself personally, it'll just continue indefinitely.
Yeah.
So why would you pull back on Vegas? There's no way. If you said the Perth Bears are going to be in Singapore, we're already playing in New Zealand. We're looking at Korea, Japan.
World Club Challenge as well in England.
Yeah, Club Challenge in England. That's right. So it's all very. They've got they really have, and I've always grown up as an AFL supporter, and obviously living in Queensland for the last 20 years, you kind of appreciate the both sports. But geez, they're starting to leave AFL behind, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's they've got a big war chest behind them at the moment.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that soon because I really want to discuss in depth the AFL Origin and our AFL Origin in our AFL segment
for sure.
Number 3, it's the story that keeps on giving. Zac Lomax.
Yeah. I don't know why it's been allowed to be kept on giving.
Yeah.
I mean, he made that decision. He wanted to go to R360. Then they've come to him and said, "Oh, sorry, mate. We're actually probably 2 years away."
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, now what am I going to do? You've left me high and dry. I think personally he should just go back to Parramatta.
Parramatta doesn't want him.
Yeah, but why wouldn't they? Why don't they? Are they
It's
that dirty?
it's contract.
I know, but
It's
are they
contract.
that dirty? Are they that dirty on him to say no? We don't want you back.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I know. We spoke about this last week. By getting Zac Lomax back, I really think they're just a massive chance to going really well in the NRL for the 2026 season. So if Parramatta don't want him, then we obviously can't have the restriction of trade. So he's going to end up at another football club, isn't he? That's
Melbourne wants him.
Melbourne want him.
Yeah,
but they've got to give up. They've got to give up something decent. And I said this last week. They have to give up a good footballer. We know that they want Xavier Coates. It's a big one to give up, isn't it? You're a Melbourne supporter. Who would you rather, Zac Lomax or Xavier Coates?
I'd rather Xavier Coates.
Of course you would. Of course you would. Yeah,
Melbourne. He's a star.
He is a star. Like under the high ball, in defence and the high ball for attacking, he's been probably the leading try scorer, up with the leading try scorer for the last 3 or 4 years. To lose Xavier Coates. And even if Zac Lomax came in, I don't know. I wouldn't even put Melbourne in my top 6. That's how I rate much Xavier Coates. But anyway.
Number 2, Adam Reynolds to retire 2027.
Yeah, do you think it was expectant? It
has to be.
Well, it had to be. I mean, he had an injury-riddled season last year, and he was able to get back on the park and lead them to a grand final as such. But did he do his hamstring again in the grand?
Yeah,
he did
his hamstring in the grand final.
He did. That's right, they did. So, look,
because that was not only Adam Reynolds, Ben Hunt as well.
Yeah, that's correct.
He was out. So both the big stars were actually out
that's
in the granny.
Yeah. So look, it's not a massive issue. They've still got 1 year. Obviously, he'll play as well as he can, and he'll drive. He'll have the drive to go back to another grand final. But they will have Hunt and Ezra Mann in the halves. But it's a really interesting year for the Broncos now, and I think we might talk about it more again. In that, Reynolds will retire, and the big signing is obviously Payne Haas going to.
So that's the number 1 story that's been out at the moment. Is Payne Haas to South Sydney.
Wow, I thought it's probably one of the biggest stories in NRL for a number of years.
Yeah,
the social media just lit up. After we'd finished our podcast on last Sunday afternoon, it was just everywhere was talking about it. And, his management kept it so quiet that Broncos didn't even know. And Reynolds, you know how he found out about it? On a WhatsApp group chat.
Wow. Wow.
That's how he found out about it. It was amazing that they were able to keep. It was quiet. Now, I have also heard that Payne Haas did go to the Broncos and say, look, I want some real decent money. I don't know if this is true, but there's a lot of rumours getting around. They lowballed him.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I did.
Now, why? Why, Daz? Why would you lowball Payne Haas? The best prop in the world.
It's something to talk about later, but I'm sure salary cap.
Anyway, so he's gone to Rabbits. They said, "Yeah, we'll pay you." Bang, signed, and they've waived the what is it? The waiting the clause, whatever. Like, what's that clause in rugby league? Anyway, that
Yep.
they've just waived that, and so he's
They
off.
got a 10-day. They
Yeah,
got a 10-day cooling off period.
They waived it, and so he's off the Rabbits in 2027.
Yeah.
And wow, they look good. They look a good squad now. So
Yeah. Hey, let's go to NRL in focus. We are talking about the preseason at the moment. It started off on Thursday night. Dolphins were defeated by the Titans 24-12.
Yeah, no, it was a. I guess it's hard to say any big upset, but it's this competition is so even at times. Like we often say that the Titans won't be able to, win more 6 to 8 games, but they looked impressive. The Dolphins, I still have so much belief in the Dolphins that they'll make top 8. But but it was and as I said, I keep saying I love Josh Hannay as a young coach, and he should do well with them.
Yeah. Raiders defeated the Storm 32-6.
Yeah, I've gone way too. I've made a wrong call of last week about the Raiders. I actually was watching this game. Geez, they're very hungry. This squad is hungry to have redemption of what happened last year, to go straight out into finals. Look, Melbourne, obviously missing quite a few stars. But geez, Canberra just a very, very well-oiled machine, as we've been saying it for a while, and they just look confident in their ability. I think it was Ethan Strange played, and he looked well. He's come in for Jamal Fogarty. Do I have my fears and concerns for Melbourne? I could do. That's probably why I didn't have them in the top 4 for this year. So, but again, it's only a trial game and it's hard to say. But I just think the depth of Canberra is so good. They're very, very good at the moment. Yeah.
Friday night, Cowboys 66, Panthers 24.
You'd want that. Now, I saw this just even before the game, so the squad that they put out. Now, I was listening to Cooper Cronk on before the game, and he was talking about Jeremiah Nanai and Drinkwater and Dearden and Jake Clifford had an outstanding game. Now, what I did see is that Jake Clifford had the first half. Purdue was in the centres, and then they brought Purdue into 5'8" for the second half. If it was myself, I'd be going with Jake Clifford. He's got to play round. He's got to play the opening round in Vegas as 5'8". Look, the Panthers had no one effectively, but I think Ivan Cleary, and I listened to him before the game, and he said, "Look, we just want to the way we play our football, and it's the way is expected of our football club." That was a disappointing effort from Penrith, because at one stage the score was 40-6, whatever. Yeah. I'm concerned about this depth that Penrith have that we all thought was coming through. I don't know if it is or not. Look, totally the Cowboys should have won, and I agree with Cooper Cronk. This is the year for, he said they've got a new defensive coach that's come from the Super League. But it still all comes back to top Payton. And they did the job. They were expected to win because they had their best squad as well as they could on Friday night.
One thing that actually concerned me with that game there, that the fact that the Cowboys dropped 24 points.
Yes.
In the second half.
So there it comes again, as they've got no concerns. Cowboys have no concern scoring points. They have a massive issue.
Defense.
Exactly. Restricting points. If they can't get that right, if they can't get there to restrict the points against the good sides, the Canberras, the Bulldogs, the Roosters, Brisbane, then they're in trouble. And I believe what other people said, they might be, 2 and 6.
Yeah.
They've got to get this. Like, that was just a Penrith side who was just a skeleton of, of what is expected to be. Yeah, to end up at 24 points was my concern as well. But they have no issue. Like they'll score. They will score nearly every week 40 points. But then the other side's probably going to score 50.
Yeah.
Or they're going to score 30. It's going to be 44 to 30, you know. Yeah.
Do you think there's concerns there before they go out to Vegas? Cowboys?
Who do they play? Do they play the Bulldogs?
Dragons.
Yeah, what's the Dragons? No, there's no concerns about beating the Dragons over there.
Is it Dragons or is it the Knights? Round one.
Is it? Well, I thought the Knights played the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Knights play the Cowboys.
Oh, Knights play Cowboys. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. So, geez, after Newcastle's effort on the weekend,
Yeah.
they were terrible. No, I don't think so. If they can just clean up their defence a bit, and I know Nanai didn't play as well, so we'll wait and see. The jury's still out on them big time. I'm not concerned about them scoring points. It's this defence. Yeah.
Warriors, they went down to your side, the Manly
Yes,
Sea Eagles,
yeah.
33 to 18.
Yeah, no, and look, oh my gosh, you probably have seen there was some big hits in this game, massive hits, really. Like one was like a whiplash of one of the Warriors boys hit one of the Manly boys, and it was just such a big, and it was good to see. Like they're a very physical side. Luke Metcalf's not back until round 7. Mitch Barnett's not back until round 2. Andrew Webster would have been disappointed with the effort from the Warriors. It was in Napier, it was in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Very young, inexperienced side that Manly took over. But geez, you often wonder. You've got Jamal Fogarty and Luke Brooks on probably, who knows? I don't know. Say 1.5 to 1.7 between them a year. They're probably on 800, maybe anyway. Joey Walsh and Antonio Large as young halves. I know they're young halves, but geez, they're going to be good footballers.
Yeah.
Joey Walsh. And not only just Joey Walsh had 3 try assists, he wanted to go into the line and defend. He went like 3 or 4 times in a row to put tackles on, defend. We love that. I love that about halfbacks. If you can get a halfback like that, you know that you're going to get a good footballer. So, look, Manly were fairly impressive. Young Wilson, who came across from the Bulldogs. Geez, I don't understand. That's why I was hoping Callum would be here today, because I was wondering why they let him go. They didn't give him much opportunity.
Yeah.
Young Wilson at the Bulldogs, and he's at Manly, and he's got some speed to burn.
West Tigers, they went up against the Roosters, 42 to 26.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Are we seeing a change in the Tigers?
Well, again, we've always believed that the Tigers have no issues to score.
Yeah.
Their defence was way better than normal. I don't know. It's so hard to know where the teams are going to be, and even you get into round 4 or round 5. But was that an anomaly from the Roosters? Are we putting?
Don't know. Could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
But this I would say this is probably going to be one of the tightest years for a competition. To get into the top 8, it's going to be so hard.
Yeah.
Because you've got the teams like Tigers, even if Knights get together, Manly, who, didn't it's just going to, but it's good to see the Tigers, and everyone wants to see Tigers playing well.
Well, speaking of the Knights, they actually went down to the Dogs, 28 blot.
They were terrible. And they had they had their best side on the paddock. They had Bradman Best. They had Sandon Smith, who didn't have a really good game at all.
Yeah.
He didn't at all. They had Tyson Brazil. Like they did. They had their best team, as good as what the Cowboys did, because obviously this is their last trial game, because in 2 weeks today, Australian time, is they'll be playing in Vegas.
Yes.
28-0's a bit of a...
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
But, I mean, even if you looked at possession was 55 to 45.
Yep.
So they still had even ball.
They did.
So why would you not score out of that?
I know. And the Bulldogs didn't have Leo Thompson, who was supposed to play in the All-Stars Maori game today, but he's pulled up with calf tightness. Now, they're saying he's been training the house down, so he may not play in Vegas. And the other big injury concern coming out of that game was Matt Burton, hamstring.
Yeah. What do you do?
I know. So obviously they didn't have, they lost when having a few players in their side either. And 28-0, they didn't even get on the scoreboard. They got over once, but I think they dropped the ball over the line, or the Canterbury players were able to hold him up.
Alarm bells for the Knights. Last game, the Rabbitohs got up 28-24. This was actually a really good game of football.
It was a very good game of football, Daz. But St. George bloody well lost it.
Yeah.
Did you see the turnovers?
I did.
They're
playing for the Charity Shield.
That's right.
Every year they play for the Charity Shield.
Yep.
And they had no right to actually lose that.
No right. They had two terrible turnovers. I think it was the fullback or the winger. He decided to throw the ball backwards to no one, and South Sydney scored. Then it was a complete mix-up on the left side of the field where they were throwing it thinking that there was someone, the player was on his left shoulder, and he threw it to the ground, and they picked it up, the Rabbits, and scored. And they got 12 points, and they lost by 4.
Yeah.
They played pretty good football, but they're just a frustrating team. They can play good footy for 65 minutes, but then they just have a brain explosion. And it's like this side has no confidence in themselves. They lose confidence within a game for 5 to 15 minutes in a game. And it could happen anywhere. It could happen for 3 minutes, and they'll have 8 points scored against them. Then they'll lose it for another 5 minutes. They just have so much inconsistency within a football game, and that's what hurts them. Shane Flanagan would have. We all know that Shane Flanagan can go off a little bit. I know it wasn't really a trial game. It was a Charity Shield match.
Yeah.
I don't know. The walls could have been ringing a little bit. Yeah, but
just quickly, the at time of recording this, the Indigenous girls. Yeah, they just finished full time there. It is 20-14 Indigenous over the Maori.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Well done, girls. So that's
So 2:45 today, the Indigenous All Stars play the Maori side, and then the Sharks and the Eels.
Right. Okay. That'll be interesting.
It'll be a decent game of footy. A couple of good games of footy.
Yeah.
All right, getting to AFL, the Origin.
Yes. Well,
let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, it was a success. There was 58,000 people went to Optus Stadium last night. They did say it was going to be a sellout, and that's pretty well a sellout. Optus gets about maybe 62,000, so that's to me is a sellout. There was they said there was a bit of good banter on the field. It was great to see the best players of the game to be linking up with each other on respective sides. Poor Jacob Wiedemann was a very unfortunate injury.
Now, I saw that. That was just pure accidental.
It was pure accidental. He just had two blokes land on top of him, which is like a 200 kg weight on top of him. Broke his ribs, so he'd be a pretty sore boy today. Wow.
So that was confirmed that he actually broke his ribs?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, broke his ribs. Yeah, which is unfortunate for him. Controversy in the game. So Lockie Ash, he's a GWS halfback flanker midfielder, 25 possessions, had a pretty good game, no goal assists, no goals, no tackles. He only had 14 kicks, 11 handballs. He might have done something else, 2 or 3 or 4 inside forward, 50 entries. Now, I'm not saying anything. I know I'm a Collins supporter, but Nick Dacos, 38 disposals, 25 kicks, something like 13 handballs, 1 kick, 1 goal, 2, 7 inside 50s, 5 tackles. He didn't get the E.J. Whitten medal.
Yeah.
It was like, this young kid is the best footballer in the comp, but I think because they think he's just so good that he's just got to play, he's got to get a 50-game possession, and even with when it's Brownlow votes as well. But it was just, like he's 22 years of age and he's just playing in that State of Origin arena as though he's been playing for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing to see how this kid is going to be, barring injury, one of the best footballers ever to grace an AFL football ground by the time he's 28. But it was great for the game. Yes, it was disappointing that, say, the Allies, the New South Wales players and the South Australian players and Tasmanian players miss out. But I don't know what you do. Do you have a...
You have a competition?
Yeah, do you have a South Australian Allies before the main event? You probably could have that. I do like that it's actually in Perth. I don't know how I suppose it'd go all right.
It'd fill the G.
It would fill the G. I guess it would. Yeah, I guess it would. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, yeah. So if the AFL head, he's come out today and said for sure that a State of Origin will continue.
So it's here to stay.
It's here to stay. It is here to stay. Is it the right time? It probably is the right time to play it. You just got to the clubs have got to take the risk that their players won't get injured.
But let's get to that. 35 degrees in Perth yesterday.
Yeah, it's too much.
And it was way too hot for football.
Yeah, way too.
You could tell by the end of it, the fatigue factor was actually there.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? That last 10 minutes, it was just like there was so many uncontested possessions.
It was built for an East Coast audience.
Yes.
The other thing as well. So
and that's the issue. If you're going to play it in the West, they needed to be playing it at, say, 6:30.
Yeah.
But the issue is then it becomes like,
8:30 our time there, and a 3-hour game.
It's 9:30 in New South Wales and Victoria.
Yep. Are they playing it at the right time?
No, as in during the day or
no,
February?
during in February.
No, obviously not. But I don't know when else you could do it. The only way you could do it is if you have a bye during, and just everyone has a bye and do it mid year.
Yeah,
and then it's obviously a lot cooler. But I don't know. It's my concern is that by the time the mid year comes, there's a lot more injuries as well, and it could devalue the State of Origin. So it kind of, to me, it kind of has to be in February. Maybe, let's see, even end of February in the West is still going to be hot.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be ideal if you could play it in South Australia. Can you play it in South Australia?
Where would you play it in South Australia?
Well, you'd play it at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
It gives you 50,000.
Okay.
And I still would think it would fill it, even though it's South Australian people. But even if you played WA and Victoria, but then what you might do is you'd probably then have SA versus the Allies, and the Allies would be Queensland, New South Wales, and Tasmania.
Right.
Yeah, and like would the Allies compete with South Australia? Well, you've just got to try and see what happens. You might get some players out of NT as well. So if you did play.
Okay, let's put it this way: is it an excuse to actually have a pre-season AFL style competition, state versus state?
Probably
pre-season.
It probably is. Like if you made it just which they did over in the West, a week long extravaganza and plenty, and then they built it up. But are you just meaning you just have it just for the one day? You just
No. You have it over the weekend.
Have it a weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So a bit like a Gabba round or a Magic round at the start of the season.
Yeah. Have it each state.
Yeah.
So, and each state could actually host it. 1 year Queensland, next year at the Gabba, and the next one there at the MCG.
Yeah.
So they'd actually have, one game per.
It's actually I like your idea, Daz, of the State of Origin, and make it
because it can't just be Victoria versus WA.
No, we can't. No,
I get the reason why, but why does it need to be two states?
No, it doesn't. No, not at all. Would you then have the teams, say it was say it was just WA. I don't know if you could have more than 2 games, but say you had WA and Victoria, Allies versus South Australia. Whoever wins that then goes into a.
Would it go for and against? You could actually do for and against. Okay, so whoever scores the most out of the first 2, they get into the final. That's played a week later.
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah, like it's something to look at for sure. Because at the moment, I know there is players who are disappointed who can't play what's called as a state of origin.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But if you had Victoria against the Allies as your final, you wouldn't want to see it where if even it was WA, like if it was a 60-point drubbing, like last night's game wasn't a drubbing.
Yeah.
But I do believe that it's disappointing for the other players that they can't play state of origin, especially South Australian players.
Yeah.
For sure, because they're very big in their state of origin.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, look, and then as you said, you could have it in Perth, Melbourne, Adelaide, and Brisbane, and then eventually you'd have it in Tassie.
Yeah.
At the new stadium. As well. Like I know that would only fill 30,000 people, but you could still have it down there. You know, if it was Allies versus South Australia.
Is the Tassie Devils still on top? They still
Yep.
on track?
It's on track, yeah. The independents have ticked it off and said it's going to happen. So the politics and politicians have said yes, it can happen. They're actually coming into the VFL this year as well, women's and men's. The stadium hasn't ticked over yet, so they haven't dug the first bit of soil out yet. But it is definitely on track, and I think it is. I'm still sure it's 2028 coming in. Yep. So,
how many do you think it'll hold, that stadium?
Oh, I think it's only 30,000.
Okay, and that's good for it.
That's fine. That's a
state like Tassie.
Exactly, of course it is. Like it might only be 24, but let's say 30,000, and that like because the cost is just too much if you go any bigger. Yeah. And Tasmanian taxpayers can't afford that. But look, it'll be a game changer. It really will be for Tasmania. I know a lot of people say no, like the cost and having debt, but geez, you'd probably. You go down to Tassie in the middle of July, probably not, but I suppose why not? If you want a bit of coldness, let's just do it. It's probably a little bit colder than Melbourne in July anyway. People will still go over.
People will still go over.
Because it's just not the game of footy. It's, enjoying the what Tasmania has got to offer, and it's plenty have in its scenery. So,
yeah.
And it's quite exciting, isn't it? Like, we've got the Tassie Devils in 2028. We've got Perth Bears, we've got PNG in 2028 as well, and then we've got Perth Bears in 2027. So in the 2 major codes of Australia, NRL, AFL, we've got 3 teams coming in. Yeah. Which is, to me, that's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
And look, and I don't mean to get off track, but after watching the trials, I didn't watch not the pre-season trials or pre-season games from the NRL, and I've agreed with our great mate Treno that there's enough depth of NRL or rugby league players within Australia that can easily bring another team or 2 in, because there's some talent there, isn't there? There really is. Absolutely, there's some talent.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Let's get into controversy.
Okay.
The controversy corner coming your way right now. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe on our YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and also Spotify as well. So please like, share and subscribe. Emails will be, everything will be down below there, just down there. I'm just pointing down. All right, so we're going to talk about Zac Lomax. It's a huge problem for the NRL. It shouldn't happen at the start of the year. Everyone's excited for the start of the season, and then all of a sudden you've got this huge beat up coming up that it's headed for court, and that's sad.
It is. Well, okay, so you're one of Daz, you're one of the best footballers in Manly or Parramatta or Melbourne, and you wanted to go and earn more money. You quit Parramatta.
Yep.
So you quit your contract. That didn't go to plan. now you're turning around and trying to then.
Now, well, it's only. Hang on, let me hold you up. It's only because that someone actually came out and said, "Oh no, we can't start the competition yet. They can't start Rugby 360 yet."
Yeah, correct.
So he needs a club.
But he's just quit
Yeah,
a club though.
yeah,
He had 1 year of a 5-year contract.
yeah.
Was it 5 years? Let's say it's 5 years. You know, it was a pretty long contract. I know it's more than 4. So he's just quit him.
Yeah.
So for example, like I made up an excuse that someone else got him a year, and that it was R360 that came along and said, "I will offer you money," when really it wasn't R360, and it was just that. Well, I don't like you, Daz, as a coach, and I don't like the club. I don't like the way the club's going. So I'm going to make that as an excuse to get out, and I'll quit my contract. So why do you even have contracts? Not what I'm getting at.
And this is the thing, okay? Volandes actually came out and said, okay, there's a 10-year ban. If you're going to join Rugby 360, there'll be a 10-year ban. Okay, so he's broken. I agree. He's broken the contract. Okay, he's broken a contract that he needs to honour. Now, all of a sudden, he's going to Melbourne. He wants to go to another club.
But it's Peter Volandes' fault.
Yeah.
It's like the Reserve Bank governor of the interest rates, Australia. 4 years ago, interest rates are not going up, and then they went up. Peter Volandes can't come out and say that banning you for 10 years, well, okay, well, if you're going to do that, you can't come out now and say, oh, well, no, that
all
was
is forgiven.
Yeah, so I was probably a bit harsh on that. You know, no, he's a good footballer and he makes our game better. So, I'll just push him to Melbourne or wherever he might go. Like, there's no consequences for Zac Lomax at all.
No.
At all. There's got to be some consequences. Like, realistically, he sits out the year. That's my belief. Now, that's really strong. That's harsh.
Yeah.
But he made that choice, made that decision, and then, you sit out for 12 months, and then we'll let you back into the comp, and you can play. Or because he shouldn't have come out and said 10 years. That was a childish remark, and that was a comment, and that was such a because you could tell he was fuming at the time, Peter Volandes, of this R360. He knew that that he was going to lose some good footballers to R360, and then he's going, oh well, they're not my concern now. They're not going to worry the NRL. I don't know the answer. I still believe the answer is he just sits out 12 months.
Yeah.
He's a contracted player, and so you might have to help me here. Did they ripped it up? They said nah, he's no longer a Parramatta player.
Well, technically, he still is a Parramatta player
because the contract's still registered with the NRL.
Yes.
Oh well, then that's
so. What they're saying is that Lomax needs to actually honour that contract.
Yes.
But there is something in the contract saying that you cannot join another club, and that while there's kind of like a get out clause on there, so you can't join another club. Now, Rugby 360 has gone balls up, and then suddenly, and that he needs to find another club. Melbourne comes in as a saviour and going, hallelujah, that's all good. Now, Melbourne's come out and actually said apply the blowtorch to Parramatta because they need to actually do something about this, and all of a sudden no one agrees and it's headed for court, Supreme Court.
Yeah, right. And so this is going to be obviously the Supreme Court very soon, or is it going to take a while?
Well, it's going to take at least 3 weeks for it to actually 3 weeks for it to actually come about, and then so he's going to miss round one regardless of what happens. He'll miss round one.
Okay, so imagine the Supreme Court. This is going to open up a can. This is going to be terrible for the
100%.
game of NRL, because what's the use of lodging all the contracts with the NRL if the Supreme Court's going to somehow find a loophole, or his defence is going to find a loophole and show that to the Supreme Court that he can now just play at Parramatta. I just can't get my head around why he just doesn't go back to. I know you kind of said to me in whether is right on. Oh, he probably is right. That Parramatta don't want him back.
Yeah.
I don't know why Parramatta wouldn't want him back. Are they just don't they can't forgive him? Are they?
Do they care?
Well,
Do they? At the end of the day, does Parramatta really care? All they're trying to do is actually look at the sanctity of the contract.
yeah, I know exactly.
You know, but do they really care about the player?
Yeah, maybe not. But I mean, like, well, imagine. Oh, it's just going to be interesting to see what the Supreme Court how they rule it. I mean, he just can't go to Parramatta on and Parramatta don't want money.
No.
They don't want the money from Melbourne, and Melbourne have offered them that because effectively they've lost a player, and you've got to replace that player.
Yep.
And you're not going to replace a player as good as Zac Lomax. There's no one on the market who is up to his standard and ability. I don't know if the NRLs, I'm sure they have, but to really think through this to where this, how it could land, and if it lands in Zac's favour, gosh, there'll be a lot. There'll be just, I mean, well, Payne Haas. Look, Payne Haas, he might not even see out his 3-year contract with the Rabbits. He might get a year into the Rabbits and R360 come calling again. Yeah. And he's gone.
Yeah.
Because he's already said it's all about his family. That's why he was going to Sydney next year.
Yeah.
And his manager lives in Sydney.
And this is the other problem as well. So where's the loyalty? You know, he was a Brisbane junior.
Yeah.
Now comes into the Broncos, and the Broncos actually nurture him, and then all of a sudden Latrell comes in and says, "Hey, you know, Payne Haas is really good. We need him," and all of a sudden Wayne signs him up.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's the sanctity of the contract?
There's none. That's if it lands Zac Lomax's favour and the Supreme Court says it's in his favour, then we might as well not lodge him at all. And look, I don't know. I mean, obviously we don't know any NRL players. We don't know them well enough. But just from the dealings that he's shown at St. George, Zac Lomax, and the dealings he's shown with Parramatta, geez, he's not, you know, like, I know Melbourne are only getting him because he's a good footballer, but he's got a great personality who doesn't really care about his teammates and his clubs that he's at.
Yeah.
It is all about Zac, and I get it that you've only got a certain time to make good money, but he's already shown that he's kind of left St. George high and dry when they offered him good coin, and he's done the same with Parramatta now. I could understand if he's probably 3 years into the 4 or 5 year contract, but he had 1 year.
Yeah.
Come on, Zac. Show a bit of loyalty.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. It's just it's disappointing from Zac, but it's more going to be a concern for the NRL if the Supreme Court rule in his favour, and I've got a feeling that they will.
Yeah. Let's get into our discussion point for this week. Our discussion: Brisbane is in crisis, or are they now? Payne Haas is gone next year. Adam Reynolds is gone next year. Now, we always knew Adam Reynolds had to retire sometime.
Yeah.
I was surprised that he actually was staying around another year. Because, I mean, even after, I would have thought after a grand final win, that'd be it.
He should have. He didn't finish the grand final because of hamstring. He had a number, that was his third hamstring for the year. I mean, I'm not making that up, but I know he had 2, so I'm thinking he had 3. So I think he had 2 before, and then obviously the grand final. He's won his 2 premierships. He didn't really need to stick around.
Why is he sticking around?
I don't know why he's sticking around, and I don't mean to put the mocker on him, but he'll get injured again.
Yeah.
He'll do a soft tissue for sure. The rigours of this NRL is just too much. Like, he went out on the best possible way. Yeah, okay, he's trying to make sure that he probably just wants Broncos to remain strong again, and that they, you know, make top 4. But is Ben Hunt and Ezra Mann a better halfback combination?
Yeah.
Than what, you know, like, realistically, I don't think Adam Reynolds will play more than 12 games.
Do we put Billy Walters in the mix as well?
Probably.
Yeah. A hooker?
Hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could probably put him in as halfback as well. He has played there before.
I don't know if I can agree with that. Well, that's the Ken, but
Yeah.
you're not putting him before Ben Hunt.
I wouldn't. No.
No, not at all. So Billy Walters is hooker, Ben Hunt's your half, 5'8" Ezra Mann, and then you got
When does Benny Hunt retire?
well, he's only what's he 35? Is
35? Yeah.
he? I think he'll go for another 2 years. I would think so.
Yeah.
He's quite durable. I mean, I know he got injured in the grand final, but he's played. He looks after his body. He's a very diligent player. He's not. He still trains well. He's had another good preseason. I think he's 2 years away.
Issues with Madge?
It's weird again. It's weird again that these Brisbane Broncos players have whinged about preseason again.
Yeah. But they're over in England now too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. Madge's concern is as soon as he wins a premiership or he gets them too close to a premiership, it falls apart. I hope it doesn't because he's been fantastic. A great coaching effort to get them to be premiers. They'll still be okay this year because their depth's fine. I mean, Madge will just coach the way he is, and Reynolds will play as many games as he can, and Payne Haas will want to leave on a good note. It's probably more, but the drums will beat on Madge though if all of a sudden they have a start like Penrith did last year.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting year for Brisbane. They need to consolidate and make sure that they go top four because they've been very topsy-turvy, haven't they, mate, the last 6 years, grand final, then gone out, and they made finals, missed it, and then they, went to, I don't know, the year before, whether I don't know, were they a top six? Anyway, then they won the grand final, so they've, this is an important year for that football club because they have got so much, like they're one of the wealthiest clubs of any sport in Australia. They just have to consolidate in a top four. So will they now, if they didn't want to work that hard under Madge 12 months ago, do they not want to work that hard again now because we're premiers? We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
That could be the concern,
Interesting.
I think I did see like one of their former players, Selwyn Cobbo, who it was a real shame that he kind of got pushed aside with the Broncos, but I think he'll have a great year at the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I think he will.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, but look, they've got plenty of depth, and they've got the right players. Still, in their 1, 6, 7, and 9, and they will be fine. And they've still got Payne Haas. Like surely Shiba, what's he had been answered? Shibazaki.
Yeah, Shibazaki. Yeah.
Yeah, he surely they've upgraded him from a $70,000 contract to something else this year.
You'd hope so.
Yeah, well, yes.
All right, let's go to live and local. This is your far North Queensland happenings and the Northern Pride. They are having their first head out this afternoon.
Yes.
4 o'clock against the PNG Hunters.
Yep.
Then next week they are playing the North Queensland Young Guns
Are they? Yeah,
at the Stan Williams Park.
Oh, yeah, that's a good oval now, and that's a good.
It is. It is just.
Have you refereed? Did you referee there?
I have refereed there.
Yes. Yeah.
But they've actually totally revamped it. It is
and has the oval been like the ground surface?
brand new grandstand.
Yeah, new grandstand, which is fantastic, and it's up to NRL standard. I believe you'd probably get inside it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brand new grandstand. I haven't been on the ground, but I've been past there many times. They
didn't re-turf it or anything like that.
I don't believe so.
No, but it's still
very much intact. It looks the ground looks fantastic, and it was badly needed for the region.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, badly. Because what can they fit in there in that grandstand? You know, is it a
I would say about probably 1,500.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. Not that I've been in it, but it's like 1,500.
And obviously in the afternoon you've got the the sun behind you because it's setting in the west. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm involved in North Cairns Tigers Footy Club, and so we're obviously right in front of them. And you drive into training, or you drive away from training on a Tuesday, Thursday night, and the grandstand's all lit up, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It really does. Is there an electronic scoreboard?
No.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. I'd say that'll be coming.
That'll be coming. Yeah.
But even Barlow Park these days, Barlow Park with that new teleprompter there and the tele screen and the the way that they've actually got that now, it looks immaculate.
Yeah, but even the lights, like they've got the lights halfway up as well, so that means it just makes it really well lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great, and you would only think that for Stan Williams Park and also for Barlow Park with the Olympics coming on, that there will be more money thrown at those venues to improve it, which is great.
I'm still of a firm belief they've got to get rid of the track.
Yeah, for sure, it does, and that's why Stan Williams Park is with that grandstand there. And I haven't sat there and watched the game, but I've been to there and watched the game just on the sideline or near the sideline, and it is way. Of course, it's better.
Yeah,
it's way. Yeah, exactly. I don't know whether. Look, is it just because of the athletics? Like, surely they've got to make a decision on that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it ever will it, mate? You've been here forever.
I've been here 4 years now, and nothing's ever come of it, and people have always discussed it. But
so just to throw back, so is it because it's been at the games are at Stan Williams Park because of the better facilities in the grandstand?
I think they actually need that ground there to thrive.
Yeah.
I'm firm belief they need that ground to thrive.
So going forward, will Pride only just play?
Would they train there?
Well, I don't know where other aren't they? Don't they train
They're
it?
training at West Barlow at the moment, I believe.
Yeah, is that not Man Street?
Yes.
Yeah,
not at Man Street. That's Jones Park.
Oh, Jones Park. Sorry,
West Barlow.
Yeah, West Barlow. Yes, I know. Yeah. Well, that's quite good there. Yes. But it'd be interesting to see. I don't know, and I will look into it whether they're going to play some games at Stan Williams Park for the Pride.
Yeah,
I don't know, they should.
The first game's actually a bye, so
right. Okay,
and that's 5th of March.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to how the Pride go, and I know that it's not Sam. Is it Sam Williams? Sam.
Yeah, Sam Williams.
Sam Williams. I love.
Coach.
Yeah. He was really good in the Canberra competition. I think though he did play. He played for Canberra Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was really. He was no star, but he was very solid. I think he's got a great football mind.
Yeah.
I think it's a great coup for the Northern Pride to get Sam from Canberra, and I think he did really well down there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he took a side to a grand final, but they played deep in the finals and could have gone further. I think it's a great coup. I really do believe with Sam Williams at the helm that they'll have a hopefully. No, they will. They'll have a successful year.
How far do you think they'll go?
I think they've got better depth this year as well. I'm saying they can go prelim.
Yeah, okay.
I just love the way I've been reading up on Sam Williams. Like he really knows his football. He demands his players, but he cuddles them a lot as well. And I just think he'll bring a different type of game plan from that Canberra region up till here. And I really do. I think they'll do really well. So it'll be and you would expect them to beat the Hunters today, but we'll wait and see.
How do you think they'd go with North Queensland, the Young Guns?
Oh, see, I don't know. You might be able to help me. I don't know how well. So the North Queensland Young Guns are these?
They're like
young
the
men
reserve. I think they're the
reserve,
19s.
19s for the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah. Okay. How will they go?
Be a very interesting game.
It will be really very interesting game of football. I would think that the Pride should be able to hold their own.
Yeah.
You would even think that surely the Pride would beat the Young Guns, but I don't know the quality of the Young Guns side. And that's on next Saturday.
Next Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Entry is free.
It is.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
get along to Stan Williams Park. So it'll be a really, really good game of
I think
football.
I might get along to that.
Yeah.
It'd be great actually. And because like the games at 4 o'clock today is probably not as hot as what it's been the last week. It's still hot up here, but at 5:30 is probably a better time because that sun, as you know, goes behind the mountains, and it'd be great. So why not? If you're not doing too much on a Saturday evening, go to a ground that's good facilities and let's get behind the Pride this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up. Closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. How bad the Australian 2020 team is.
Yeah.
We got beaten by Zimbabwe.
Wow.
28 runs. Mitch Marsh got hit in a very precarious position during the week. So he's had to, I think he ruptured a testicle, which is not great. So he's, I don't know. I think he's been ruled out for the series. So they've flown Steve Smith in yesterday. Steve Smith should have probably been in the squad straight away. But they have to beat Sri Lanka, and I think we might play Sri Lanka tonight. But don't kill me that. It's either tonight or tomorrow night. We actually have to beat Sri Lanka now to get into the final 8.
Yeah.
So to lose to Zimbabwe, it's like Zimbabwe, they made 2 for 169, so we couldn't even bowl them out, and then we're all out for 146. Tim David, who's had no form at all and has been injured, he got a duck. Yeah, that to me is a bit of it's been a bit of a controversy, or we have done it before in 2023. We were on the brink of being out of the competition, and I think then we won it. But I don't know. I think we've got too many players out of form, and we don't have Hazelwood and Stark and also Paddy Cummins.
Yeah.
We're asking a very inexperienced bowling attack, which obviously showed against Zimbabwe when we're going to get 2 of them out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting. That was probably one of my disappointments of the week about the Australian 2020 cricket team.
My closing thought is I'm really looking forward to that World Club Challenge next week against Brisbane, against Hull KR.
Yeah.
These are 2 really, really strong sides, one for England, one for the NRL, and I think we should be in for a really, really great game of football.
Yeah. I haven't followed Hull KR enough, but I do believe they're very well coached, and like they had an outstanding Super League competition.
Yeah.
So it's always a great though. It was a great game. It's a shame that it's on at 3:30 in the morning.
3:30 in the morning. Yeah,
You know?
but that's fine.
But
We'll watch the replay.
Yeah, exactly. It's always normally the English teams do win.
Yeah.
Because it is obviously a long way to go. But the Broncos arrived. I think I saw it. They might arrive Friday.
Yeah.
So they'll be well and truly adjusted to the English winter by now. And it's always exciting and that always creates a lot of promotion for the game, a lot of advertising for the game. Who's the better Northern, Southern Hemisphere? So, but I'm actually probably going to say, Hull KR will probably win that game, but that's
just.
Do you think so?
No, I'm looking at a Broncos win.
Are you?
I think NRL sides are well and truly more dominant than the English sides at the moment. I'd like to see England actually do better in their rugby league, but I think the game's too soft over there.
Fair enough, but they're just coming out of their competition, aren't they?
No, they're actually in the competition. They've actually started the competition.
Oh, so they're
actually starting their summer.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So they've started, okay. Right. So they've only been going for
about 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So
3 or 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So fitness levels are pretty well going to be about the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, we'll wait and see. But it is always a good game of footy.
Absolutely.
It really is. And it's and they've taken a pretty strong squad with them, the Broncos, and obviously Hull KR will have their best team on the parks too. So No, look forward to it. Should be good.
Absolutely. All right. That wraps up episode 2. Thanks, Dave, for joining us.
No, thanks, Dad. It's been fun again. And hopefully we might get some of the other boys in next week.
Yeah,
we'll
keep trying.
We do keep trying. Anyway, thank you.
All right. Have a great day. Have a good week, everyone. We will see you again next week.